Hello and welcome to a new series where I'm going to be critiquing and giving feedback on your combos and notations of combos. This might become a reoccurring series depending on how popular it gets. During the past week, I asked my OO members on the Spindy's Discord server to send me their combos they wanted feedback on, that I would put in this video. An OO member, by the way, is someone who bought something from me in the past, whether that be they bought an elite membership on my website, bought a product from my store, or just donated on one of my videos. If you want me to critique your combos or notations, you can send it in this channel. But keep in mind, I will prioritize elite members first and all OO members second. I may not even make this publicly available for long, depending on how many people submit clips. But for now, feel free to send them in this channel, and I'll do my best to get to as many as I can. Now let's go on to the first combo critique. So, the first combo is sent by Renzo, and it covers the name because I'm in streamer mode, but we can still see it. I just know it's Renzo. Anyway, so his combo looks like this. I did start watching this. I did watch this before, but then I realized I should probably just watch it live and break it down, or just critique it live, basically. So, I'm just gonna watch it again. And yeah, pretty simple passes, simple arounds, and it looks like he smudged the ending a little, because the center point landed right here, where normally for this kind of counter it would be higher up. So that's a little bit of points reduced. Let me watch this again. So he did some basic passes, yeah. Some simple arounds. The rotations here, well, no arounds yet, but the rotations here could have been better, for sure. It's almost parallel with the camera here, but anyway, other than that, nothing too crazy, very simple here so far. And then here he starts doing a mirrored power pass reverse, at least the start of it, which is decent for considering this overall difficulty of the combo, I'd say. And then he does a twisted sonic reverse here with pretty bad rotations, which would definitely reduce some points, so he could improve on that. But considering that it's followed by a palm-up bust, I believe, it does give it back a few more points. But still, the rotations are pretty bad here. Like, if you pause here, well, you can't. There's no frame here. Literally no. But if you pause it here, like in between here, you can see the pen would basically be parallel with the camera. Anyway, other than that, he then catches it with his thumb, which does probably reduce difficulty because it's thumb, which makes it a lot easier. If you're doing any kind of tech or linkage stuff, using thumb massively reduces difficulty. So after that, basic filler material, and then he does a palm down pinky bust, which is decent considering, you know, the overall difficulty and all. But then it goes back to thumb. Some basic arounds and passes, and then it finishes with a double bust with a counter. So overall, this section here kind of confuses, I guess, the overall structure of it. But overall, it's not bad. I'd give it, should I even give numbers? I don't know. I'll give it, well, if I'm gonna do this, I should do it with real, what do you call? I'm losing my words right now. Okay, this was not planned at all, but here I am. I'm probably just gonna do this, using the World Tournament 21 criteria. This might change in the future, it probably will, honestly, but for now I'll just do it like this. So control, let's watch it again. So considering this part as well, the ending, it kind of looks like that was unintentional, but we might not be able to say that it is. So we'll give it, I mean, this is just like standards, so it's honestly not that bad. It's like 2.5 or something. Refinement, you could also say similarly, it's not that bad, but considering the palm-up bust rotations were awful. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of hard to do decent rotations with that, but still. The rotations for the normal twisted sonic reverse here were also pretty bad. So I'm gonna have to give this a 2. Also, maybe a 2, but also look at that here. He kind of like I don't know how you explain it, but his hand moved down like it was catching the pen. Yeah, there. Which, well, no, maybe that might not be anything, actually. I might be wrong. But yeah, he does kind of move his hand like that. But anyway, I think it's fine. Yeah, this part is probably the biggest part, so I'm gonna give this a 2. Tempo is probably, like, not that bad at all, really. There's no huge tempo errors. Tempo is pretty consistent throughout. Except the ending slightly, but it's honestly not that bad. I'll give it like a 2.5, maybe that's too high. 2.25, I guess I'll say. And next is difficulty. Now, normally I'm pretty harsh on difficulty, but I think I'll try and let up a little. Granted that he has the palm-up mirrored power pass reverse starting part, the first 2 fingers, I think. First 2 or 3? Yeah, just 2 fingers. And a pinky bust. And I think that's it. And that counter, I guess it's kind of hard, but still, it's not much at all. Like, I mean, if bare fundamentals is a 1, and if I suck is a 10, I suck World Tournament 21 round 5 is a 10, then this is probably like a 2.5 or 3. That might be a little harsh, but I'll give it a 3. And originality, let's watch it again. I mean, you can't really say much about originality here. There's nothing much original about it, except maybe the finisher. I'm sorry, but it's like a 2. 1.5, I don't know. I guess you could say some parts of the linkages are somewhat original, because what? Maybe the mirrored power pass reverse to twisted sonic reverse to palm up pinky bust. I mean, not pinky bust, ring bust. That's kind of original. I don't think you've seen that before. Probably not. And the pinky bust there. You know, I'll bump it up a little. It's fine. I'll give it a 2. Structure. Now, it's kind of hard to judge structure most of the time, because a lot of it is kind of... I mean, it's not very easily measurable, I'll just say. But it takes a real keen eye to see structure. I was about to say notate structure, but you can't do that. Most of it is good, except for, I'd say, the part in between the pinky bust and the ending, the 2 busts. This part kind of throws everything off a little bit, because it basically gets the beginning part and then moves it also here, if that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to give it a 2, probably. Everything else about it isn't that bad, but it's just this section here. Now is integration. I mean, nothing's too wrong about it, but like, yeah, again, also this section here, the linkage, the mirrored power pass to twisted sonic reverse to palm up bust, is kind of integrated well, except the rotations, but that's not integration. Except for he uses thumb here, which kind of ruins it, in a way. But he does do power pass. I mean, there's some parts to it, I guess I'll say. And the ending, yeah, the counter is kind of unique, and so, I mean, honestly, I'll just say like 1.5. Now, density, I mean, it's not that much, honestly. I'm also pretty strict on my density, because I guess I have high standards or something, but anyway, density is really not much here. It's probably, there's some parts that are probably modern. Definitely no hyper-modern. A lot of it's classical, I'd say. I mean, I'm gonna have to give it a 1.5. Well, 1.75, sure. There's some parts that are a little more dense, like that section there, slightly. And then this power pass section here. But other than that, it's, I mean, nothing to write home about, right? And effect. Effect on this is decent. I'm just gonna say 3.5. And presentation, you have a hand here, you have legs here, you have a table there, you have a carpet, you have a water bottle, you're sitting on a light blue bench, you have your reflection here, there's a door in the corner, and you have bright red shoelaces, a short sleeve shirt, shorts. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give this -2. Yes. Also, you go off cam a little bit. Like a little there, I think, yeah. So, total is, let me just calculate this quickly. The total is 18.5. So, overall, I think it's decent. I don't really know what to say. These are the numbers. This is the combo. Good job. Okay, so I probably won't actually do this for all of them. This was pretty long. This took a while. And I don't think it's actually worth it. I think it would just be better to say an overall score out of 10 or something. So, that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. After this combo, I'm going to be doing out of 10 for the next clips. But for you, Renzo, here's your judging of your combo. But yeah, for the next ones, I'm definitely going to say things that I think about them, but I'm not going to do this whole thing, because I think it just takes way too long. And I'm taking even longer by explaining how long it takes, so that's good. Now, No Name. Let's look at this objectively. I did watch this once, but I don't really remember much, so let's just give it a watch. Okay, so first of all, well, or last of all, I guess, because it's your finisher, you did do a lot of spider spin spam at the end. And then you kind of caught it awkwardly, I'll be honest. It looks like you were, I'm not going to say that, but yeah. The beginning is decent, I think. Well, except for this. There's just a random backfall out of, like, for no reason at all. Which definitely would negate your structure. Like, it's just so out of the blue, and it's like right at the beginning too, so that's not very good. And then a basic direction change into Demon Sonic to Buzz to thumb around to there. And then there's a kind of cool Sonic tech area here, if I remember. Is this right? Yeah, that was kind of neat. I liked that. What actually is this? Let me get a closer look. Wait. Here, he does thumb around, Sonic, reverse. That's just a full Sonic clip. Like, it just... a full rotation in 1-3. Okay. And then a flush Sonic reverse position, side flush Sonic reverse. Is that right? I think that's what it was. And then... what is that? How does he get from 3-4 to 2-3? What is this? Is this in a round? How does his pinky move out of the way? His pinky's there first, right? Wait, where was I? His pinky's here, and then it somehow goes underneath, out of the way, and now it's there. And then it goes into 2-3. That's a bit odd. I'm not really sure what that is, actually. Okay. Well, other than that, twisted Sonic reverse with, again, poor rotations. People with their... Renzo did it too. The twisted Sonic reverse 2-3 to 3-4 with not so great execution. Rotations, yeah. And then palm down twisted Sonic to bust to thumb around reverse. This part could be taken out, honestly. You had a cool Sonic tech area that kind of led up to this. The structure is kind of questionable, I'll be honest. Like, this should be the highlight of the combo, or at least the build up to the highlight. Like, you could do the cool power section right after the Sonic tech part, but instead you do this kind of filler thing, which definitely could be removed. And then your spider spin spam, which is also just pretty bad, pretty bad, I'm forgetting my words, structure, yeah. And then the finisher's also a little questionable, but other than that, the flow's pretty nice. The tempo's decent. Again, the rotation here could be improved. Yeah, I think if you just remove this part of the combo, it'll be way better. And also, don't do a back fall at the beginning. That's just a little weird. But other than that, it's pretty good. I'll give it a, I don't know, we have to give benchmarks, right? I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of combos that are worse than this in here. Don't ask me why I think that, but I'll give this a 5.25. How about that? 5.25 out of 10. Now, for the final one, toe, toe, I don't know. Anyway, TEU. You uploaded this. Oh, I need to give it a heart. So I did see this one before, but I'm gonna give it a watch now. So, obviously pretty decent power combo, I should say. A lot of counters, a lot of it is pretty catered to my style, and maybe that's why he said tilted power. And then, anyway, so he starts with a pinky bust, and then thumb fishing, or, yeah, sure. And then a fingerless palm down ring around reverse counter, or I guess I should say palm down fingerless counter ring around reverse, to a wrist counter, two wrist counters. I think that could have been 1. I think that might have been better to be 1, honestly, for this type of combo. But, you know, it's just personal preference, I guess. And then he catches it there, which is definitely a little odd for this kind of combo. And does that, which could be improved upon at least a little. That is definitely filler. But it's not bad filler, I guess I'd say. It's just a little odd to catch it there. Is that middle finger spread? I don't think I've seen that before. That's kind of unique. But no, it's still just a thumb round release. To fist bust fishing, yes. To a palm down square pass reverse air, I think it is. Which kind of was a little choppy. It could have been a lot smoother. But still, it's a kind of a somewhat harder trick to get smooth. So I'll give it a pass. To wrist bounce, which is a classic link, I think first performed by Vanilla in World Cup 22 round 4, if I'm not wrong. I might be wrong, I'm not sure. But that's a decent link. And then he catches it. Yeah, the execution here is a little unstable. But he catches it with his index finger and thumb, and does a normal spider spin. In Vanilla's World Cup 22 round 4, or if that is the one I'm thinking of, I'll bring it up on screen if it's not, but for that one, he caught it not with the thumb, or not with the finger, but he caught it fingerlessly, or with a fingerless push, I should say, on the top part of his hand, I believe. I mean, not the top part of his hand, but the top part of his finger, the back side of the finger, and did, I believe, a mirrored power pass reverse, an interrupted mirrored power pass reverse. But anyway, this is not that combo. This is a normal catch there, which does make it a lot easier, I would say. And then some basic a spider spin to mirrored power pass reverse, and then thumb round release to more fist bust fishing, and finish. So overall, not a bad combo at all. Pretty decent. I will say structure, should I even say that? I guess having 2 instances of fist bus fishing is a little odd, but it's not the end of the world for sure. And yeah, execution here was definitely off. There's nothing wrong about the presentation, except it does go off cam here, which that could definitely be improved. And he caught it well. So overall, decent combo. I'll give it, I have to keep in mind the kind of level of combos that'll be here. I'll give this a 7.63 out of 10. So, oh, and for Renzo, I didn't actually give out of 10. I gave a different value. So let me actually look at what this value was. Where is it? Here. And calculate this out of 10, which is 4.625. Okay. If you want me to critique your combos in the future, in future videos of the series, let me know, and put them in this channel, the feedback channel. I will open this. Right now, it's only open to OO members, but I will open it to everyone else after this video is released. If you do want to guarantee your spot in line for future videos, then you can either join Spindy's Elite, which is the first link in the description, which gives you access to all sorts of things, or you could click the join button next to my subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you next time.